hot butter beans. Big sluggers move with me, it's a gutter team. I love women who know the boom from the back. OG hot from where we go crack. Come on with it. Me and you getting it on, don't even go there. Come on with it, cause you know what we got to do. Come on with it. Yeah. Me and you getting it on, don't even go there. Come on with it. Once I bring it to you, you won't be safe nowhere. I let the beat keep breathing while I spit life to you heathens. You in the wrong place, to be real, reasons. I usually don't spit corny styles like and put that kind of paper on your head to make a lot of blink. Now think, wouldn't you rather keep it music than to lose it all cause of music? I'm sure that's not how Bambaataa wanted us to use it. Now move it before I lose it. Come on with it, cause you know what we got to do. Come on with it. Me and you getting it on, don't even go there. Word up. Come on with it. Crazy. Once I bring it to you, you won't be safe nowhere. Real cinema, the feature's a top feature. Whose favorite MC is the Bronx teacher? Flows long around hooks so the words reach you. Joe Jackson on you, Mike, beat you. Now beat it before I pull his Tito. In your ego, it's front page news, read it. My style is the barker over beats like Travis, I bark 'em, spark 'em, overwritten flows like overflowing toilet bowls. The game is a mess, beef ain't really old.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
This is 2K. Yeah. I realize this. Respect this here. Check. I'm from where the hammer's rung. News cameras never come. You and your man's hung in every verse in your rhyme. Where the was slung. Vanish every summer. Where the blue vans would come. We throw the work in the can and run. Where the plans was to get funded. Skate up the set to achieve this goal quick.
Live from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the home of the Thunder, we're broadcasting from the Chesapeake Energy Arena. And get ready for another dose of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. You take a look at the Warriors. They've been picking up some steam, and if they can play this well all season, they'll be in excellent shape.
And, well, for the Warriors, a lot to live up to this season. And really, they have come through. It can be hard on a team when the expectations are that high, trust me, but it has not bothered them one bit.
Greg, I think it's really fueled their fire. They want to be the alpha dog. They love everybody hunting them down.
Now Golden State's starting five. Iguodala out there with Nowitzki. Then it's Curry. Then there's Bellinelli, and it's Gallinari in at the 5 down low.
For Carmelo last season, it was Murphy's Law. What could go wrong did go wrong. After signing Melo to a max deal, the Knicks management expected a bunch from him, but with the new offense and a bad knee, it didn't happen.
Aldridge, no luck. And it's Golden State's ball. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
They drew a lot of fouls in their games, guys, and that was the one area that really stood out when you watched them.
Just lacked discipline defensively, Greg. That's why they got a lot of free points at the charity stripe.
Here's Thompson following the basket by Stephen Curry. And Anthony gets it to go on the assist by Thompson. Anthony's got his first points in this one. And getting back to Carmelo last year, that team really became devoid of talent. In some games, Greg, in games that he played, he seemed like their only scoring option.
We talk about needing a big three to compete for a championship, and for over half the season last year, the Knicks basically had a big half. Because Carmelo missed that half, and when the deck is stacked against you like that, sometimes it's better to fold your cards and live to play another day, and that's really what Carmelo did. And guys, remember, LaMarcus Aldridge last January suffering a torn ligament in his thumb, scheduled to undergo surgery and miss 2 months of the season, but he opted to tough it out and keep playing, and boy, how big was that for the Blazers. And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor, just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
And it's Conley penetrating. Out to Anthony. The feed to Conley. The second chance effort. Back to Anthony. Thompson from long range. That's good. Thompson's got his first 3 points of the game. And Aldridge postponing that thumb injury surgery, even though they said it might double his eventual recovery time.
Yeah, I think it's pretty admirable that he was out there because he wasn't just playing in pain. He was playing hurt. That shows you his commitment to winning.
Now here's Nowitzki. Molinari passes to Bellinelli. Clock at 4. Here's Nowitzki. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago. Here's Anthony. Not loose. Out to Conley. Aldridge against Iguodala. A nice shot by Aldridge.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it. Good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. And it's Anthony with the jam.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
Now here's Thompson. And the Thunder, another three.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
That's good.
And how about that for a response?
Well, it sounded as though, or at least it looked as though it sounded like, we'll give you a three, and then we'll take it right back.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Here's Gallinari, and the shot is good. Gallinari's got his first bucket of the night.
You know, and Billy Donovan, the Oklahoma City Thunder, were able to pull him away from the college game last season, signed him to a 5-year deal in the middle of last year's playoffs.
Now here's Thompson. He has 6.
And guys, that's one of the more basic plays in anybody's playbook, but not to mention also truly one of the best.
And Greg, the pick frees him up, and Clark, the dunk, caps it off.
Well, you know, for me, guys, it's all about positioning and anticipation on those screen plays, and they got it right there.
And a new group in here for the Thunder. Al Jefferson's checked in for Towns. Monroe comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Oladipo, he's checked in for Klay Thompson. And it's Jennings in for Mike Conley. Different look here for the Warriors. Pachulia, he's checked in for Gallinari. Bargnani comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. Barnes, he's checked in for Andre Iguodala. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Curry. And for Billy Donovan, we were talking about him. He had been with Florida for so long, the Gator program built by him. It'll be a big change. He had been thinking about it, though, before. He almost took, remember that Greg the Magic job back in 2007?
You know, there was a change of heart for him with the Orlando gig. And Donovan's done nothing but win at Florida. And he'll have that same pressure to succeed with the high expectations with the Thunder.
Here's Pachulia. No good on the three. The Thunder leading by 4. 6-second difference between shot and game play. Oladipo.
Carmelo Anthony showing you his passing skill there.
The Warriors have gone 7 of 11 from the field to begin the game. Golden State moving it around. Here's Bargnani. Can't get it to go. Excellent D there from Anthony. Oh, he's going up for the alley-oop here. And it's Oladipo with the jam.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Guys, this one is threatening to get really ugly. Yeah, perfect release that time. I mean, I thought it might get blocked, but no.
Yeah, he was giving up a lot of size.
And some tough time for the Knicks, but you listen to Carmelo Anthony, it's clear he's invested.
They pulled all the strings to give me.
Knicks fans rooting for Carmelo to help make New York a playoff venue once again.
You know what? It's going to take a lot more than Carmelo playing strong to get the Knicks back into the playoffs and to make them a destination to where NBA stars want to come.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. All right, well, look at how the points have been generated so far. Scoring breakdown for the Thunder.
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
And keep an eye on the three-point shooting, because that has been a factor as well. If they can maintain that current form, they can be successful.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Taking a look at the Thunder. Conley out there with Klay Thompson. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge. Then there's Towns. And it's Anthony in at the 3 spot. And for Andre Iguodala, last year was a first in 758 games. Up until then, he had not once ever come off the bench.
Yeah, he had been a starter throughout his 10-year career, every single game, Kevin. Then last year he came off the bench in every game. Big adjustment for the veteran, but he made it well.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder.
And getting back to Iguodala last season, not only did he come off the bench for the first time ever, but he really thrived in doing so. Playing the fewest minutes per game of his career, he was able to avoid some of the nagging injuries that had plagued him in the past. And so he could stick around to help the Warriors assemble that franchise record of 67 wins last season. Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
Here's Towns and Steph Curry with the foul. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Thunder will retain possession. And now here's the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's best teams from three-point land a year ago. The Warriors, number 1.
You know, Kevin, they were absolutely fantastic last year. I mean, they demanded respect from behind the arc all year long. Very consistent and very disciplined in their shot selection. They knew exactly how to move the defense and move themselves to get quality looks from behind the three-point line. You know, for Iguodala at this point in his career, it's just about winning. He's had a couple of large contracts. He's made multiple all-star teams, but now it's about rings for him. And he got one.
It's Anthony with the drive. The kick out to Aldridge. Back to Anthony. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Anthony's got 9.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Curry kicks to Bellinelli. That's good. Bellinelli's got it all tied up now for the Warriors.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
A shot by Anthony. Nobody around. And a great assist by Aldridge as that one goes in.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Bellinelli dishes to Curry. Iguodala outside. Pass to Bellinelli. Curry kicks to Gallinari. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
The try by Thompson, and that one is stuffed right through.
Michael Conley with excellent vision on that pass.
Nowitzki left side. And stolen by Aldridge. And here we go with Thompson running it up the court.
Nice silky finish on the alley-oop.
That sequence, I don't think Clark could have been executed any better.
Stupendous speed.
And that's the beauty of the game right there. I hope we get the opportunity to see a few more of those.
Curry with it. Picked up by Thompson. Nowitzki gets a wide open look. Again, Golden State.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Well, it was a season last year of heartbreak and change for the Thunder, narrowly missing the playoffs as the Pelicans beat them out for that 8th position.
Yeah, and they were teetering back and forth on that 8th spot for most of the year. Ultimately, they just couldn't hold on to that final playoff spot.
Towns with the steal. And oh, here we go. Conley, nobody back. Aldridge, the pass to Towns. Here's Thompson at the elbow. It's Aldridge. Anthony on the wing. Gallinari covering. There's the bucket. Good.
Guys, for the Thunder, that playoff miss was the first time they didn't make the postseason since their first year in Oklahoma. Fans have really been spoiled with how successful the Thunder have been of late.
Got a piece of it.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a hold
of the effort. And the Western playoffs just, it seemed a bit amiss without having the Thunder involved. Westbrook, I tell you what, he did everything he could to try and carry that injured group into the postseason last year, but it just wasn't to be.
And that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Conley's got his 6th assist on the night.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
And it's Gallinari missing.
Well, I like the defense there. Right up in his grill, didn't give him a chance.
Aldridge kicks to Towns. Anthony with it, and Curry picks him up defensively. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Iguodala.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Here's Jennings. 17 seconds left to play here in the half. Oladipo goes in. Shot from 16. And Monroe with the basket on the assist by Oladipo.
You start hitting a few of those mid-range shots, and it can open up your whole game.
In the corner, it's Bellinelli. Iguodala outside. Curry outside. No good.
And how many extra...
And that concludes
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back. A stellar first half for Carmelo Anthony. He had 18 points, 5 assists. And that'll do it for now as we send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of...
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the 3rd and 4th quarters. Carmelo Anthony really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Yeah, and he's the ringleader of their offense. And what we saw in that first half with his ability to keep everybody involved is the reason why they're playing well.
And that's just the thing. I mean, he knows how to share the sugar. He makes sure everybody gets a touch, and that keeps the offense balanced and productive.
So for the Golden State Warriors right now, Bellinelli is out there with Gallinari. Then there's Nowitzki. Then there's Iguodala. And it's Curry in at the point guard. Here's Bellinelli. Gallinari wide open. It's good from the top of the key. Gallinari's got the first points to start out the 3rd quarter for the Warriors. The Thunder leading by 9.
And, you know, guys, Marco Bellinelli really hit his stride 2 seasons ago. He was way up across the board as a shooter and assist man. Even his rebounding had improved over his career averages. But then last year, he took a bit of a step back.
Thompson for the triple. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now. 6 for 8 on the night.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. They're really pushing them around. Straight bully ball.
Talking about Bellinelli, he won the NBA three-point shootout back in 2014. Looked like he'd perfected his stroke. That gave him great confidence in every other part of his game.
And talent is one thing, but confidence truly does trump almost everything else. And he just didn't seem to have it last season. But he has that craftiness and high-level skill set to really bounce back this year and prove that he's the real deal.
Nowitzki outside from past the arc. No good. So the Thunder will take it the other way.
Still a bit chilly from the field at the start of this third quarter. 1 of 4 so far.
Anthony kicks to Aldridge. From 12 feet out. Aldridge can't get that one to fall.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Iguodala, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. That one's on Anthony.
And Andre Iguodala, guys, one of the most unselfish players in the league. I mean, that unselfishness for me, too, is what was put to a test last season as the former All-Star was asked by his coach, Steve Kerr, to come off the bench for the Warriors. And you know what? He did it without complaint, putting the team first.
From deep three-point range, it's good, and the Thunder lead is cut down now to just 12 on the basket from Bellinelli.
There is no way a player like him can be left wide open like that. Did you pay attention to the scouting report?
And for Iguodala, some have said he's unselfish, Clark, to a fault.
Yeah, and you know, a great athlete and ball handler, I think he could be much more aggressive looking to attack off the dribble. He's really unique, though, a player who puts his emphasis on the defensive end and does a really good job at that end of the floor.
Back to Thompson, puts it up. Out to Conley. The 3. Warriors with the rebound. They're getting their first look at the Thunder in this one.
And as you would expect, they came out on top in last season's series against this club, but no reason to expect anything different this time around.
Exactly. Guys, they're clearly the better team, but you can't take anybody for granted. They're all NBA players. They get their checks twice a month across the league, so you've got to come prepared and focused and ready to play.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Jefferson's checked in for Towns. Oladipo comes in for Thompson. And it's Jennings in for Mike Conley. Bellinelli with the 3. And again, it's the Warriors missing.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
And Gallinari kicks to Bellinelli. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
Now, there's something for the top 10 highlight reel right there. A layup can be just as sweet and as pretty as a dunk sometimes.
The drive by Jennings. Aldridge wide open. He fires. Nice open look, but it's no good. Warriors trail by 17.
Well, the term dream season can be applied to Steve Kerr's first year. Comes in and sets a franchise record in wins. And also wins a title for the Warriors in his first year. Still unreal.
Bellinelli gets the bucket. Oklahoma City leading by 15. And there's Jennings. That's good on the assist by Aldridge. Jennings has got 5 now.
Well, what a smart pass that time by Aldridge.
And guys, Brandon Jennings last season looked like he was finally becoming more efficient. He shot at the upper range of his career field goal percentage from 3 and the free throw line. And then suddenly the Achilles ended his season at 41 games played. Really unfortunate.
Greg Monroe, he's checked in for the Thunder.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
Oladipo, left side, fades back, and that one's good. Oladipo's got his 3rd basket of the night. Getting back to Jennings last season really did start out as one of his best. Not just the improvement, Clark, in accuracy. His turnovers per game were at a career low.
Yeah, that's what we have to watch out for with Jennings. I mean, he's still only 26 years old, Kevin. Now, plenty of time to continue to refine and hone his game. I think his best basketball's in front of him.
Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. You know, these are the guys you need to be aware of. If you don't want your pocket picked, here are last season's steals leaders. Steph Curry 4th.
You know, there's no luck involved in being amongst the league leaders in steals. You've got to combine the toughness with the ability to move your feet and the tenacity in going after the ball.
There's the triple. That's good. Curry's got 7 points in the game.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
It's Oladipo on the wing. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but drew the foul, and it'll go to the line. And Victor Oladipo, with the elite athleticism and versatility to be a perennial all-star. We've seen the second-year phenom line up as a one. He's played off guard. He's even played a little small forward in his time in the league.
And he has that quickness, length, and power combo to be a lockdown defender at all of those positions as well. So that's why he was the co-defensive player of the year coming out of college.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
Golden State moving it around. Curry's shot is off.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of...
Oh, wow.
It's a beautiful jam.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
And that replay sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Warriors trail by 21. Greg Monroe is out there with Oladipo. Then there's Al Jefferson. Then it's Conley, and it's Thompson in at the two guard. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. Down low, stolen by Conley. Oladipo outside. That's in there. Conley with the assist. 12 points for Victor Oladipo. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Oklahoma City.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Iguodala with the steal. All alone. The big dunk at the end of the break.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
And it's Monroe finishing it off.
And guys, isn't it great to see a player who works that hard on the glass at both ends?
Well said, G. That's the way he has built, his reputation. But finding a way, 100% effort all the time.
And Kevin, all that effort pays off. How many of those spectacular putback jams do we see from this guy? A bunch.
And Greg Monroe really has had a good young career, despite playing out of position for much of it. He has the size and skill set of an agile center, but was made to play power forward in Detroit once they drafted Andre Drummond, and that took some getting used to.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Steve Novak, he's checked in for Monroe. Eustace comes in for Oladipo. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for Mike Conley. They swipe it. And another fast break chance here for the Thunder. Here we go. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Rubio.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Towns is checked in. We're talking about Greg Monroe, and Greg, you gave us a nice little synopsis. He doesn't have, Clark, the long-range jumper teams are now asking out of that position in this day and age in the NBA.
Yeah, more teams want that stretch power forward. He's not super athletic. Where he does his greatest damage is in the painted area. There's still value in that.
Yeah, that's a super defensive play. If that gets through, no doubt they score.
And that's why he sold out for it, because he knew he had to make that play. He wasn't going to let them get the advantage.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for Steve Novak. Anthony comes in for Houston. And Mike Conley subbed in for Ricky Rubio.
Running it right down their throats. 3 straight buckets in transition.
Yeah, and they're paying the price right now for the lackluster defense. For me, that's inexcusable. It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. He's just got to slow the game down. Try to get some easy ones.
Well, I tell you what, they're turning this game into a drag race, sprinting out for easy, fast break baskets.
And on a really nice run here. And defensively, you've got to force them to operate in the half court. It allows you to put bodies on bodies.
Conley with a wide open look. Another miss by Conley. Golden State's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Outside for Curry, stolen by Thompson. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. Anthony leading the charge.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
Conley against Curry. Iguodala outside. Shot to stop the drought. A nice shot by Gallinari.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Conley dishes to Thompson. Conley, the pass to Carmelo. Aldridge inside. Bellinelli is covering. Towns wide open. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
The mechanics totally out of whack right now. He's lost his feel for the shot.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, just totally out of sync. I mean, you can just see it in the numbers. Nothing going down for him right now.
Back to Anthony. It's tipped. Gallinari with the steal. Iguodala with it. Conley picks him up. Outside for Curry. Fires from deep. Curry with another miss.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Oklahoma City.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, Stephen Clark. An all-around dominant performance. Clark, and you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an NC. No contest.
Yeah, I like that. And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And it will be a fight, Greg. When you see an opponent that many times, it's inevitable that those games take on a little extra added meaning for the players.
And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Anthony. Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised. And they're not finished just yet. They're going to make sure about this win.
Yeah, not taking any chances, Greg. This is how you close a game out. Textbook.
From deep, Gallinari, and another 3 for Golden State.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
And it's Conley penetrating. Gallinari with the steal. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Iguodala kicks to Bellinelli. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Mike Conley with the rebound. Anthony down low. Offensive rebound. Plays it up and banks it in.
And just a terrific job of taking care of business in front of the home fans.
And, Greg, those fans had a hand in the win. I mean, they gave this team a big lift throughout the game. I thought there was great energy in the building.
So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. They poured it on tonight, Clark.
Yes, Kevin.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Carmelo Anthony. Talk about lighting it up in the second quarter. My word, that was just huge. And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith. And coming right up, we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder playing against the...
For all y'all enjoyment, a song y'all can step with. Y'all appointed me to bring rap justice, but I ain't 5-0, y'all know it's Nas, yo. Then a whole lot of only describe us as soldier survivors. Stay laced in the best, well dressed with finesse in the white tee, looking for wifey. Thug girl who fly and talk so nicely. Put her in the coupe so she can feel the nice breeze. We could drive through the city, no doubt, but don't say my car. Say the is out. Newness, here's the anthem. Put your hand up that you with, count your loot with. Push the pool stick in your new crib, same hand that you hoop with. Swing around like you stupid. King of the town. Yeah, I've been that. You know I click clack where you and your men's at. Through the Smurf, through the WAP baseball bat. Rooftop like.
We are live at the Staples Center for a Western Conference contest with the Los Angeles Clippers here in L.A. We welcome you this Thursday evening as we get set for some exciting NBA action on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. You look at the Thunder. After dropping the first 3 games of the season, they need to turn it around.
You guys, you know, no matter what happens today, I bet they'll be happy to have this game behind them because it's the third one they've played in the past 4 days, and they've got to be ready for a breather.
Yeah, I mean, the NBA does you no favors in terms of the schedule and the challenges that it poses. Very easy to have a letdown under these circumstances, but maintaining your mental focus is especially key when you're physically worn down.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Conley out there with Thompson. Then there's Towns. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Anthony in at the 3 spot.
You look at Kevin Durant, and he does have a bit of an unusual body type. Still is fairly thin, even after 8 years in the league. Yet up until last season, he'd been one of the more durable players in the league. Kind of like Reggie Miller in that regard.
Here's Walker. Following the basket by LaMarcus Aldridge. Walker the pass to Millsap. Conley against Walker. To the paint. Shot clock at 5. Here's Cousins. That's a miss. He's made one and missed one. It's Thompson off the drive. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Aldridge against Cousins. And Aldridge the basket on the assist by Conley.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Outside, Walker. It's Durant on the wing. Taken away by Anthony. Here's Thompson. Rejected by Millsap. But they recover it. Stolen by Durant. And now the Clippers on the break. Walker leading the charge. And Kevin Durant good for 3. Durant's got 5 now.
Well, the first thought from the D there was to protect the rim, so good idea to take the 3 in transition.
They get it again. Aldridge kicks to Towns, and that one is hammered home.
Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really, he does that one as well as anyone. Kev, you're right. That's like his signature move once he goes airborne.
Offense is what drives the Clippers, and they were fantastic at it last season. Easily one of the most exciting teams to watch with their high-flying and high-scoring act and number 1 in terms of efficiency.
Yeah, and it's not just the flash for the Clippers on offense. You talked about their efficiency on the offensive end. Led the league in points scored per 100 possessions at 109.8. And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
Conley with it. He's picked up by Walker. Conley dishes to Aldridge. Anthony drives in. Here's Towns. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Well, I tell you, he squeezed that orange as tight as he could before that throwdown.
Yeah, no way he was going to lose that thing on the way up. You're right, Clark.
And better safe than sorry on that one, guys.
Now here's Durant. Cousins, the pass to Walker. Ray Allen is on the wing. Covered by Anthony. And Cousins kicks to Millsap. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist.
You know, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And Clark, they might as well keep doing it. I mean, attack the basket until the defense makes an adjustment.
And first time out of the game called for Oklahoma City.
And, you know, the Clippers were near the top of the league in most other offensive efficiency categories as well. Second in the league in field goal percentage, second in points per game at almost 107 per. That was a high-octane offensive group.
A big group substitution here for the Clippers. Lopez, he's checked in for Cousins. Andrew Wiggins comes in for Paul Millsap. Green, he's checked in for Allen. And it's Rose in for Walker. And a new group in here for the Thunder. Al Jefferson's checked in for Towns. Monroe comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Victor Oladipo, he's checked in for Klay Thompson. And it's Jennings in for Mike Conley.
And it's been well documented. The Clippers had problems with free throw shooting. I mean, mostly due to their bigs. They actually had 3 perimeter players who shot over 90% on the season. But you can forgive their free throw struggles as a team given how great they were everywhere else.
And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for 1. Watching Brook Lopez, he all the time contributes in every category. It's amazing the number. Clark, ways he affects the game.
Deadly with the shot. Tremendous touch. Back to the basket moves. Facing up. Makes free throws. Good offensive rebounder. Capable passer. He just makes things happen.
A wide open look here for Oladipo. Again, Oklahoma City.
He could have forced a tough inside shot, but made a terrific kick out to find the open jumper instead.
Rose dishes to Lopez. They kick it out to Green. It's Durant on the wing. Again, the Clippers.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Thunder trailing by 5. Outside Anthony from past the arc. And the rebound goes to Lopez. Wiggins passes to Durant. With 2 seconds left, he takes it up and lays it in. Durant's got 11 points.
I mean, he was great in his last game, Clark, and clearly he has not lost that love and feel.
No shortage of scoring here. And before the game, we heard from Kemba Walker. He talked about his mentality when he steps out onto the...
Play free. You know, just play like playing street ball.
You know, he may be having fun, but I'm not so sure playing street ball is really working out for Kemba, who needs to shoot better than 38% for the Hornets to go anywhere, doesn't he?
I'd have to agree with you. I mean, what might be better than continuing to play the same game you've been playing forever is to take your game to a new level. And that's going to take some discipline. I think Kemba has more than enough talent to be able to do that, but that's his challenge moving forward.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
It's been about the effort. Love the hustle they've shown here in the first.
Yeah, it's due to their hustle, as you said, Greg, and it's showing up on the scoreboard, too.
On the floor for Oklahoma City, getting going here in the second quarter. They've got Klay Thompson. Towns is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. Then it's Anthony, and it's Conley in at the 1. Well, you look back on the Thunder last season, and the theme was injuries. Too many injuries to the bulk of their core.
And, you know, the big three, Durant, Westbrook, and Ibaka, all missed significant time. Only Westbrook of those three was able to finish the season.
And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Here's Wiggins. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Walker's got 3 assists now in this one. Thunder trailing by 7. Conley into the lane. The kick out to Aldridge. Thompson inside the line. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
And listen, those injuries really did the Thunder in. I mean, at no time during the season did they ever really get a chance to gel and play any stretch of games with their entire roster. And you know what? Saved what was likely to be a dunk.
And, you know, under the circumstances, Greg, that's a good foul. You just can't let him have that throwdown. You know, every franchise will have a year that is just lost to injuries. I mean, it happens. The hard part of it for the Thunder is that it happened while so many of their stars are in their prime.
DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Lopez. And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That is his first foul of the game. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
And checking out the stats for Aldridge. Great showing for him last season. 7th in scoring. And he also finished the season in the top 10 in rebounding. It's just a terrific year on the glass.
And back to his points per game average last year, he literally propped up the team's offense whenever they needed it.
Back to Thompson. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Millsap with the steal. Wiggins kicks to Cousins, and a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end. That's losing basketball.
Especially when you can't afford to give up any buckets. That's a nice lead now.
Going over some of the quickest players in the league, you think about Mike Conley and Clark. What sets him apart is that he's always under control, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, he takes great care of the basketball, uses the change of speed and hesitation moves to get where he wants to go, and he's masterful in getting into the lane and finishes with both hands.
And there's the call on Karl Anthony Towns. That is his first foul of the game. Kevin Durant, he's checked in for the Clippers. Rose comes in for Walker. And then for Oklahoma City, Jefferson's checked in for Towns. Monroe comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Victor Oladipo in for Anthony.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Green's checked in. Brandon Jennings, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. To the middle, here's Monroe. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. Monroe's got his first basket of the night.
Boy, you got to love that nice assist by Jennings.
Oh, and the jam by Rhodes.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Well, he's a guy that you know can hurt you with his passing, and right there, he does some damage with his finishing, too.
Oladipo against Durant. 11 feet away. And the foul on Victor Oladipo.
And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession. With this stoppage in play, we have a chance now to show you which teams led the league in three-point percentage last year. The Clippers third.
Their long-range shooting last year was nothing short of spectacular. I mean, they were absolutely unconscious from the three-point line.
Durant dishes to Cousins. And, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Clippers.
It looks like they're ready to run, fellas. I mean, they haven't hesitated at all to get out on the break so far.
And it doesn't look like they'll be giving up on any plays tonight either. Their offensive rebounding has also been equally as impressive. And really, last season, the Thunder came into the year as a popular pick to win the West. Of course, we know what happened in terms of injuries, and they ended up having them on the outside looking in terms of the postseason.
Durant for 3. Los Angeles with another miss.
You know, even against defense as tight as that, you expect him to bury those.
Yeah, I don't know, though, Clark. That defender was on him like glue on that possession. That would have been a heck of a bucket, even though we've seen him hit those in the past.
Lopez, he's checked in for the Clippers. The screen from Thompson. 43 seconds left here in the second. And he hits the jumper for 2. For the Thunder, their play against the rest of the West wasn't a huge problem as to why they missed the playoffs. And Clark, you know, they went 25-27 against the rest of the West.
Well, at first glance, that doesn't look too bad, but only 7 wins in those 29 games against the Western Conference playoff teams. With the talent the Thunder have, you still think of them as favorites in the West, at least one of the favorites in the West.
Here's Rose, and he says right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
Boy, he's just dangling from the rim after sending it through there.
You can see which team now has the swagger, Clark, right now.
Yeah, exactly. It's with them.
And, guys, that swagger can backfire because you don't want to get your opponent a little too riled up.
No problems knocking that one down. That's 7 points for Victor Oladipo. From deep, Green, and released it in time, but it's off the mark.
Hey, Kevin.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, this has been a good game here after one half. Everybody, a tremendous start for Kevin Durant. He had 11 points, 2 steals, and 1 rebound. And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is up.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
Yeah, he's played just a smart game overall offensively, looking for and finding the gaps in the defense, and also terrific shot selection.
Greg, that's exactly what we're talking about when we talk about being efficient as an offensive player. Fully on display there with him.
Paul Millsap out there with DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Durant. And there's Kemba Walker. And it's Allen in at the shooting guard. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Doc Rivers. Out to Conley. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. And here's the fast break. Walker leading the way. Shoots it. And it's off the back rim. No good. Well, you knew something was amiss with Durant last year. They eventually shut him down for the entire season after he was injured, which was the safe thing to do, and, Greg, the right thing to do.
Absolutely. When you have a franchise player trying to work back from injury, no need to try and get a few more games from him at the risk of derailing his career.
And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. Anthony, the pass to Thompson. Aldridge drives in, out to Conley. Here's Anthony, and Ray Allen gets the whistle that time. Wiggins is checked in for the Clippers. Anthony against Wiggins, and it's Anthony with the jam.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
And a lot of people thought they were the favorites going into that one, but ended up being a much tougher game than most anticipated, and they just fell short.
Well, to me, it looked like, Greg, they were pretty evenly matched. And you look at how the game ended, I would say I'm not alone in that sentiment. Those are two pretty evenly matched teams.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Durant's checked in for Andrew Wiggins. DeRozan comes in for Allen. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Walker.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
And Durant, here we go. Fires the three. The Clippers keep it alive. Outside DeRozan. Up top, Cousins. He's got 7. And there's Derrick Rose on the assist by Paul Millsap. And that's now 7 points for Derrick Rose. Looking at Oklahoma City, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Bulls in Chicago. Conley kicks to Towns. The wide open look here for Anthony. Again, the miss by Anthony.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Durant, and it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Aldridge drives in, and the foul on Derrick Rose. That's foul number 2 for him.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Oladipo's checked in, and the dunk to finish it off. Beauty.
And you know what? One of the few bright spots in this game for them today. He's kept his edge even though they've been trailing.
And for LaMarcus Aldridge, always praised for his terrific shooting. His rebounding, as we know, Greg, has always been fantastic. Over the past 2 seasons, he's averaged double-digit quarters.
And that's why so many teams wanted him in this last free agency period. His ability to put points on the board as well as clean the boards. What a deadly combination.
Jefferson's checked in for Towns. It's stolen by Jefferson. Up the floor. Rose with the block. Right side, DeRozan. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by DeRozan.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
So, for the Clippers, Lopez, he's checked in for Cousins. And it's Green in for DeMar DeRozan. And a switcher also for Oklahoma City. Monroe's checked in.
You know, on the topic of Aldridge's rebounding, I mean, he doesn't do it by banging people around. He does it with positioning, timing, and length. And you can say that about most of his game. Quietly, effective, and impactful.
Here is Durant. 13 points in the game.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
It's Anthony with the drive. Good work defensively by Millsap.
And guys, going back to Aldridge, last season was a difficult one for him. He had the torn ligament in his left thumb, but still fought through it to become the Blazers' all-time leader in rebound.
Conley dishes to Jefferson. Anthony against Green. Jefferson uses both hands to slam it down.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to...
Sublime stuff, guys. Absolutely sublime.
Clarkie's going to start putting on a show now.
And that's usually how it goes. Once they get that lead, it's almost like they give him free reign.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, it's a nice pass. I wouldn't give you that.
Yeah, he's on the money, that's no doubt.
They're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They've decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half. Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
Outside Durant. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. He gets it up. Got it off in time, but it's... We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. Clippers leading by 4, and Oklahoma City looking who they've got to start the fourth quarter. Anthony out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. Then it's Conley, and there's Klay Thompson, and it's Towns in at the 5 spot. Wiggins drives in. Clock at 6. Allen for 3. Shot no good. Good D by Thompson. Thunder trailing by 4. Out to Conley. Outside Anthony. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And right before Carmelo went down with the injury last season, it seemed like he had added the fadeaway to his game, molded a little bit after Dirk Nowitzki's.
Carmelo's reasoning was that he had been burned enough by Dirk's fadeaway, he had to adapt.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
This shot makes that even deadlier.
Los Angeles calls timeout. And with the fourth quarter push coming up here, the coach going over the game plan and these players rehydrating themselves with Gatorade, recharging their bodies, refocusing their minds, and getting that strategy down to close out the game. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Doc Rivers address his team. With his team struggling from three-point territory, he told them to start looking for more high-quality shots inside the paint. We're forcing too many threes, he said. Stop with the bombs and work it inside.
And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Walker against Conley. Outside, Walker. To the middle. Here's Millsap. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. 6 points for Paul Millsap.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Millsap with the steal. And pushing it out. Here's Los Angeles. Durant against Aldridge. Durant, the pass to Millsap. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. It's Durant with the drive, and Anthony sends it back.
They get that one, but guys, on the night, that's been the problem, securing the ball.
They've been out hustled. At this point, hard to see them recovering from that.
Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. And Walker kicks to DeRozan. Pass to Cousins. Nice D from Aldridge.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. Well, he holds the reins for this team, and we're seeing some examples, guys.
And that's the kind of take-charge leadership that every team desperately needs.
Derrick Rose is checked in for DeMar DeRozan. It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down now to just 3 on the bucket from Klay Thompson.
That's a brain freeze right there from the entire defense. Now is not the time to lose your focus.
Walker dishes to Cousins. Outside Rose. Walker in the corner. Back to Rose. 4 on the clock. And he dunks it down.
It's hard to believe he's a point guard. I mean, he can power those dunks down as well as any big man in the league.
If not better. He's a phenomenal finisher.
Enjoy seeing that kind of bounce out of that spot on the floor. He is one guy you do not stand in the way of when he decides to attack the rim.
Up top, Walker. Covered by Conley. Screen by Cousins. Rose passes to Cousins. Rose goes in. Cousins, no good.
Yeah, they collect one there, but overall, -10 rebounding for the game.
And you wonder why they're losing big? Well, wonder no more. I mean, you hit the nail on the head there, partner.
And Aldridge slams it in.
And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, G.A. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
But it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt, but still, it only counts.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
1:29 left here in the fourth quarter. DeMar DeRozan is checked in for Walker. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Jefferson's checked in for Towns. 1:29 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Millsap. That's good. And a nice assist from Durant. And it's 8 points for Paul Millsap.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Anthony kicks to Jefferson. Cousins pulls it in. Cousins has got 8 rebounds in this game. Rose with the ball. Conley picks him up. And it's Durant missing.
No breathing room at all to take that shot.
It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut to just 1 in the basket from Conley.
Boy, this game has really started to heat up. I didn't think it could get any more high scoring than it already was.
Well, I tell you what, I don't mind it. You don't either, it sounds like. Good offense is entertaining, and that's exactly what we'll get. He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
Anthony drives in, and the foul's called on DeMarcus Cousins. That's his first foul.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Here's Anthony. Conley left side. Aldridge with a screen on Rose. Thompson outside. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. It's in! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
This is what happens when you allow Carmelo Anthony to heat up.
What a big possession right here.
No doubt about it, guys. The tension is palpable.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Taken away by Anthony. And here we go with Thompson running it up the court. Count it!
Somebody's lit a fire under Mike Conley.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They're behind by 1. 12 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Guys, your thoughts?
And really no need to rush. Still plenty of time to get a good look.
Well, if they've got a play that they use to get a quality shot, this is the time to run.
Here's Durant. It counts, and the foul. That one's on Anthony.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
Incredible body control right there. Don't know how he was able to get that one to go, but it sure was a thing of beauty to watch.
That's good from Durant.
That is delivering in the clutch. Just one more stop is all they need.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're trailing by 2. 8 seconds.
Don't be afraid to make the extra pass. If it's open, take it.
Seconds left in the fourth. And here's Anthony for 3. And Durant sends it back. And it's out of bounds. The Thunder able to retain possession. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. So it's the Clippers taking the win.
Well, Kevin,
the 2K Sports post-game show.
Jordan player of the game, Kevin.